not now, nor ever have been a rumor monger. I tend to let those echoes kind of bounce off my scaly hide.
Okay,
shut your face. But I am exclusively coming to the table today with a rumor because of what it has done to my nether regions, and no one can deny what the success.
Is that what I smell?
Yeah, I apologize. I said crack a window, but
right.
there don't seem to be any. No one can deny the success that the Marvel Cinematic Universe has had, and all they've gotten all of my money, so so no one's happy about it than me. But the one thing that the knock that you can give to Marvel has been their rights issues, their rights over certain characters. And, when they were going through their financial troubles, they kind of just sold off children, so to speak, to make
they
rent.
needed money, yeah.
And sometimes it didn't work because they had to move, as a matter of fact, from what I've heard. More rumors. But that has had a lasting effect. I mean, we all just saw the most recent custody battle with poor little Spider-Man.
Yes.
And kind of getting him back into the fold. And I'm very grateful that he's back now firmly in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
At least for one more.
Well, maybe one is all it takes.
He's definitely going to be in Venom 2.
That is talks.
Or Venom 1, because they'll scrub that one.
Venom 1 Redux.
Like, now you've got a symbol on your chest, Venom. Congratulations.
So just weird cum veins.
but the rumor that has just grabbed me by the throat and squeezed until I said my safety word is that they are getting back Hulk, which is great, meaning that
that's number one.
We can now talk about Hulk. They brought in Mark Ruffalo for pitch us what kind of movies do you want to now make if we now that we can potentially make these. But one of the OGs, boys and gents, the Submariner himself, Namor, may be coming back to the fold, and boy, oh boy, ooh, is my fanboy flaring up. I am so excited. So now again, the rumor is that you may be a few years younger than me. I'm not sure.
It's a fact.
I'm not sure.
I'm the
not sure.
34-year-old anyone's ever met.
You showed up to the house. You were already 5'10" as a baby, so I'm not positive.
5'10" wide.
Wow, your poor mother.
She deserved it. To be honest,
she got them Darth Maul
robot
legs now.
Around the table, how excited is the concept of Namor in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? It can't just be me.
Now that we've got Fantastic Four back in, how awesome is that?
It's just
all warm inside.
And Namor as an Avenger.
I mean, especially now that you have this amazing, relative clean slate of what are the Avengers in this world left over.
You have gaps in your lineup? Let me go ahead and give you the original anti-hero. How's that going to do for your storytelling? Man, jazz you up a little bit?
They cast so well, by and large, someone's going to chew up that material and just crush it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, of course.
He's such a dynamic character in such a unique way.
I mean, literally OG. If you want to talk about the original Marvel trilogy, it's Captain America, it's the original Human Torch, and it's the fucking Submariner himself. All pointy ears, crew cut, all day, every day. And
you're going to hate his costume because they're going to give him pants.
Well, but here's the thing.
You're going to be pissed.
Nobody's perfect.
No Speedo? we don't get it the Speedo?
Maybe that'll be what he's wearing before he puts on his generic Avengers white I'm going to sell toys costume.
He'll get the call. He'll have his Speedo on. He's like, what? I guess
if you can pull up the Speedo outfit from the CoverGirl issue they did, just abs for days.
Yeah, well.
They're going to give him that terrible open vest.
When you have a 12-pack.
Oh, my God.
And the little underwear.
Yeah, there we go. John's Halloween costume this year.
That's it. That's John Buscema right there. Look at that.
That is classic.
That's a 12-pack right there, folks.
Seriously.
Oh, my God, that's cool.
He got the abs on the sides, nipples. He's perfect.
Flank for days.
Someone's like Vin Diesel for Submariner. I'm like, no.
I would like someone whose face didn't look fatter than mine. Poor Vin Diesel works out like a madman.
I mean, you're not gonna say it. Not gonna say it to his face.
I will.
I appreciate
his face and Jonah Hill's face.
Then I will
never change size.
If you want to say it to Jonah Hill, I'll stand behind you.
I'm gonna say it right now. I'm more afraid of Jonah Hill than I am Vin Diesel.
Here's one. No, he's got Groot already. Why you gotta be greedy?
Also, look how stupidly round his head is.
No.
He has a terrible jawline. I think I hate Vin Diesel.
In all fairness, that does
I'm
make
not a
him
big Vin
aerodynamic.
The problem is I
underwater.
really found a way to enjoy all those Fast and Furious movies. Now they're embarrassing me by making a cartoon. They're like, only idiots and children like this. I'm like, I'm going to go F myself
But
in
look,
the corner.
Here's the bitch. They already got Jason Momoa as Aquaman. He would have made a perfect Namor.
Or does he get to be the double-double?
Namor.
He doesn't get to do the no
DC
double
can't
double.
command
no,
anyone to
that
do
contract.
shit.
It's like no Namor.
Yeah.
That's
in the
all it
contract.
says. He's going to show up as
Momoa.
Professor X.
no Namor.
Yeah, you can be Professor X.
That's his loophole.
Momoa,
What's up? I walk now, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
his
what-
usage-
what's up, suckers?
has broken my heart already because he should be Lobo.
Oh, he should be
Like
Lobo.
if no one else, he should be Lobo. Like what are you even doing to me?
Did DC know all
but-
of the muscly men that like would get rumored for him and
Oh,
just
yeah.
like let's get Rock
Yeah.
is Shazam's enemy. Like let's like just get rid of anyone
Brad
willing.
Garrett. All right, everybody. I do the voice anyway.
Yeah, here's a boatload of money. Then
Yeah.
now we got you. You can't defect.
Yeah.
What is
Sit
that?
there and
Why
like
am
it.
I not familiar with? What's that weird Namor?
Which weird Namor?
The next row down, far left.
The vampire Namor?
Yeah.
Listen, the
What's
sun
with
doesn't
Goth?
get down there.
Oh,
What do you-
Goth
what do you
Namor.
want?
That was. Oh God, that was.
Namor McKenzie.
I'm
Twilight
so
Namor?
angry. All right, I didn't mean to
Well, his
distract.
father
from the
was
point.
Leonard McKenzie. So
That's terrible.
I know.
No, what's
God.
cool too is we've seen what Aquaman
But that's the
could
thing.
look like, and it was beautiful.
And again, I know that we were coming off. Look, it was low hanging fruit as far as satisfaction is concerned for DC movies. 'cause
Yeah.
they underperformed and they were not universally even. They
or
were-
like
they were
good. A
at-
lot of them weren't very
friend
good.
zoned at best. They're like, all right, you can come to the party, but nobody's gonna be talking about.
I'm
you.
not stoked about it.
But look, for me, the Aquaman movie was better than some of the things that we saw from the DC house up to that point for sure. But I wasn't like it didn't blow my socks off. Certainly, Namor can be a sock blowing mother sucker.
Well,
They
again,
really
it's-
can.
They have a few cheat codes because no one was upset about the visuals. Of
No,
Aquaman.
visually, Aquaman
So
was
you kind of can just
awesome.
steal what you want to from it, and not like. There are people that are like, "What are they gonna have? Like talk bubbles?" Like, no one cares. It's a movie. They hear each other just goddamn fine.
Yeah, sure.
Like there was a lot of the one really cool thing Aquaman did was it really did test audiences' patience for like wet hair and like what does and doesn't make. They're like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. And what's cool is despite this overabundance of comic book movies, it's not like when the 90s were trying it. These are all at bare minimum, they're very watchable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't love the Marvel Cinematic
they're-
Universe the way
they're-
some people do. I get why they love it. But for me, again, shout out to Favreau. Iron Man to me should have been like, let's make really compelling movies that fit in these characters.
Sure.
Yeah.
But what's cool about Namor specifically, you can kind of make a very Iron Man feeling.
You totally can.
Flick.
Because for me, and part of the reason why I was so excited to hear it, and I'm just like saying my prayers every day that this is indeed true because rumors have bit me in the ass, is the fact that it's a timely character to bring to the stage because as Batman will have taught us by now, people love the anti-hero. They love Wolverine has taught us like they love those characters that are not necessarily the Boy Scout that you know that you can already predict, so to speak, how the story is going to go. But also the fact like here's a cat who lives underwater in this era of climate change and plastic being found in the
Single-use
belly of
plastics and
yes.
disposable straws.
I can see him bursting through the
damn
waves with like a
what
metal
the
straw in
hell?
his hand. and,
Yeah.
like his story is perfectly timed to hit right now. And I mean, I don't know how you can fuck it up. I really don't.
You
It's
can.
not a
and
challenge.
They will. Yeah. Here, hold my beer. What they can do, and John Byrne again started this in the '90s when he brought Namor back.
Mm-hmm.
Namor had his own series, and it was freaking phenomenal. He became a player on the Wall Street scene
Right.
because he's
The
like
fucking
hey.
Illuminati for
yeah,
Christ's sake.
yeah.
Well, this is pre-Illuminati. for
Oh,
him.
shit.
And he's like, look, I know where all these sunken treasures are, so let me capitalize on this. And he buys a company, and he's like, all right, we're gonna start making some fucking fucking changes.
Thanks. Son.
Awesome.
So
Come on.
that
That's
would be
brilliant.
right
What if
there.
it's just Wolf of Wall Street in the water?
Dude,
like let's never
I'm
know.
in. I'm 100%
My
in.
one fear is it's going to be Luke
the
Evans.
Sea Wolf of Wall Street.
no?
Luke, I feel like that's
Oh,
the cheesy casting people would want.
No.
It's not Smallville.
Rude.
Sorry, buddy.
I wouldn't mind Keanu. He's wrong for it, but I would still watch the hell out of that.
I mean, you
Wolf
Wolf
of-
now.
Actually, right there he is. That's
was
Namor.
it the first that popped up?
There you go.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. He doesn't have
That
the
might be
side
the-
abs like we wanted.
I would love to see Daniel Craig as
Holy
Namor.
crap, that would be
That
good.
would be fucking awesome.
Daniel Craig would
He
be a
has
solid
that look on his
That's
face.
a really good.
He's like,
he has to dye
I
his hair, though.
already know better than you. Shut up. We're gonna do what I want to do.
There you are.
Um,
That's
Do you
him.
think he would insist? He's like, listen, I'm not wearing a shirt, and I'm not going to wear the full panties. I want to wear the. I can't believe they're not panties.
You know, it's
from
fine.
James Bond.
If he wants to wear like a
Shorts.
yeah.
Look
There
at
you
that.
go. The Superman
Right here,
Returns
boys.
leftover.
He would be perfect.
Look how
I'm
happy
jazzed
he
up.
looks right
I'm
now. Just
so
we're
jazzed-
talking about him
and,
as Namor.
and to have a legitimate. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but
I always do.
we try to. The Marvel Cinematic doesn't really have the true anti-hero player on the scene where, like, even during Civil War, like, they took no enjoyment, in kind of fighting each other.
No.
And a matter of fact, like the anti-heroes, we've had the conversation, like the bad guys who are like not necessarily that wrong, like
The Punisher.
Punisher. Yes, exactly right. And that's another rumor that I praised coming true, that they're gonna cart over the Netflix Daredevil.
I would love to see
Punisher. Nothing would make me happier.
Killmonger.
Thank you. Killmonger is the best example. His puckered up self. I mean, I understood where he was
wasn't
coming
wrong.
from. He wasn't wrong.
Wasn't wrong.
And he fought like the Dickens. But
Killmonger rules.
I am just so excited for the concept. I'm just jazzed.
Well,
I'm
it's
jazzed.
it's really cool that these Marvel movies that 2 seconds ago I was like, I don't love them as much as everyone else. I hear announcements like this,
got
and I'm like,
chubbed up.
holy crap! No, flipping tables, smacking babies. Like, yeah, let's get a Hulk movie. Now the jerk in me can be like, we kind of got a Hulk movie because the please don't be mad at us about Thor 2, Thor 3 movie was so good, but had so much. It was such an elegant workaround. But like, no, he's like the third build lead. It's fine.
Yeah, he's all right.
It's a team movie, but the idea of getting Namor, of just having more room for these. Now I feel like these movies can experiment a little bit more.
You can actually do the Defenders. You can do a legitimate
You
Defenders.
can totally do the Defenders, and you can do it in precisely the way that they did the Avengers, and have like your standalones building towards this thing, and it would speak to having an overall vision. This was important because of X, Y, and Z, not like what you have now, where and I'm very much looking forward to the new Wonder Woman flick, but
That
to
trailer's
have-
great.
I'm looking forward to it. I really thoroughly enjoyed the first one. Patty Jenkins is a boss.
She really is.
But like, you almost have to have those stories out of
2 down, 2 over. There you
Yes,
go. John
yes.
Byrne.
Yes.
Wow. Look at that.
It is happening. You have those stories out of
Wow, that would
out
be
of
such a great
era,
lineup.
so that you don't have to explain away, well, where is this person? Where is that person? And Marvel's doing such a great job of it, and they're juggling way more balls in the air than anybody else.
What I
soundbite,
really
I know.
love too, though, is just going back to this idea of you can now have a legitimate Defenders. We were talking, I think, before we recorded. It's this idea of getting to start at the juiciest part of the meat, because you don't need to. If they do carry over the Netflix characters, that stuff can all stay. Daredevil has yet to put the D's on his chest,
when they're street
and
level,
that's
also,
what I'm
which will help.
waiting for. I'm like, that could be the movie.
What the fuck was
moment of
Daredevil
the
gonna do
second
about
act.
Thanos?
Well, yeah, but
He's
I
like-
would like to see.
It smells funny.
But
Yeah,
after
thanks
this,
a lot.
after this Thanos thing happened, I would love to
Somebody
see
fart.
riots in the streets, and like the Defenders
Oh,
have
sure.
to deal with that. Well, it's just there's these amazing opportunities. Now they know that they can play with time because Captain Marvel was a complete, was a complete fan fest of
Doctor Strange.
It's,
If you gave me just a little tiny bit of pointy ear in Doctor Strange, you'll have me forever.
it's
Just like Elizabeth Shue. Let's take a moment.
To be heard soon. It's just that's there's so many great characters left, but Namor is probably the one of the last of the real pillars.
The big guns.
The big guys, right? And again, this is just my personal opinion, so nobody attack me, but I definitely feel that Iron Man, when Favreau got his mitts on him, he wasn't really an A-lister. I mean, like for guys like us, absolutely he was, and I had all the figures and
he was a while away from his cartoons.
The few mementos that you could get of them, but like he wasn't Captain America. He wasn't Wolverine.
No.
He wasn't any of these.
Which is why I think they let him run the ball the way he wanted to run the ball.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he took a character that was not wasn't in the on the forefront of people's brains, so to speak. And that, I think, as great as the movie is, and it's great and it holds up and everything good that you could possibly say about him, people just didn't fucking see him coming. It was like Al Pacino as a devil. You don't see him coming.
I'll tell you exactly what they were doing at Marvel at the time, because I remember I was reading. It was at the end of Civil War when they came out with Iron Man.
Uh-huh.
And Civil War, you had, and there's a thread that runs in. It was Civil War Frontline. It was an ancillary tale that they could squash real quick. Because nobody was reading it.
That's fine. Didn't happen.
Tony Stark made billions of dollars from war profiteering, and they were going to turn Tony Stark into kind of a bad guy.
Oh crap!
Wow. He was actually going.
That's awesome.
Then Iron Man hits.
Favreau was like, "No, let's not do that."
Yeah, Iron Man hits, and then they crumple. Mark Miller crumples it up and then throws it away. So, but you had Iron Man who was profiteering. And they're like, "We're gonna prove it," and they never did.
We're gonna prove it. Did everyone went to the movie? Everyone liked them?
Yeah.
Oh no, never mind.
Never mind. No
Zero
one's
convictions.
Exactly. And
oh no, I was about to say fake news as if it was Tony.
Damn it!
I can't do that.
And they made him director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they were gonna go ahead and have him like sort of turn on the superhero community.
That's awesome.
It would have been a great
It would've been
storyline.
awesome.
But Favreau had to go and fuck it up for us comic book fans.
Damn, Favreau, your
not
talent.
What the hell?
More as a statement than a question, because I don't want to go too off topic. But when will they just admit that like ticket sales and comic book sales have no correlation? It doesn't work. The movie doesn't hit. Like you get them.
They do have They
I would
have a
absolutely.
they
I think
have
people
a
would have
very
accepted
much,
heel.
All right,
Iron Man.
I'll throw out my own personal experience. Superman the movie made such an effect on kind of like the landscape that they started drawing Superman to look like Chris.
Yeah.
So when you get
What
to
a
that
handsome
point,
devil he was.
boy, oh boy.
Mostly just Gary Frank was doing
Yeah.
that. Wasn't a whole lot of them.
All I'm saying is that's what my sheets look like. So I was like, this must be the universal thing.
Yeah, that's Kurt Swan was the definitive in the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
For sure, yeah.
Was the definitive
barrel-chested.
Superman. And John Byrne's run had Superman as like sort of like Colossus. Mm-hmm. He was big and beefy. He's like, wow, they growing big out in Kansas. Right. And then Dan Jurgens and everyone after
You got the movie version.
Yeah, and then you had the only person I know who was drawing him like Christopher Reeve was Gary Frank.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Which
That's
is
awesome.
cool.
Wasn't there something crazy going on with Superman in '78 though? He was a TV reporter instead of a news guy, and the movie was like, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
that's dumb.
Daily Planet.
No, he was working two jobs. He was.
Oh, was he doing both?
He was a reporter and an anchor man.
Yeah, because all I remember is there's like a great and a lot of indie comics borrow it, where it's like Clark the TV reporter. Because remember that time? But he was drawn. There's one famous picture, I can't think of it, but it's him behind the news desk, and he's just so wide-shouldered that everyone would know that particular. Again, we talk about it on the show a lot, but Zooey Deschanel from New Girl, she proves that if you throw on glasses and bangs versus no glasses, no bangs, you get away with being two different people.
I'm convinced
However,
she's twins.
news
that's
reporter,
not her. That's not her.
News reporter Superman would have been, nightly news Clark would have been a real interesting.
And he's in front of like 8 million
Yeah.
people, as
People
opposed to
just bored,
Superman, who's
yeah.
in front of 80 million people.
I mean, how that just wouldn't even work. He's in the middle of a newscast. Oh, there's a border dispute. Oh, I'll be right back. And then like he's got to go handle his business.
Where'd he go?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're back. And
No,
the
they
border
did
dispite's
that.
over.
Yeah. They did that. They did that a whole bunch of times.
That's hilarious.
Because Josh Coyle was his like the producer, and he's sitting there like popping tums. He's like, "Oh, Clark Kent's gonna be the death of me." Oh my
That's
god.
hilarious.
I mean, that's a solid gimmick for like an issue arc maybe, but like you
Constant?
can't make that.
They kept doing it.
Forget
And
about it.
They had Superman and Clark interviewing Superman. And he's like super speeding back and forth.
That's-
It's like, dude, somebody's
Like
gonna
on
slow that
2020?
the fuck
Yeah,
down and
come
be like,
on.
wait a minute. Yeah, it's like-
Also, I know he has superpowers, but there's no way that knot on his tie is going to be the same every time. There's no way. There's going to be a lost button.
Yeah.
That would make more sense. He slowly just looks super disheveled. Has the S curl like stuck to his glasses. Best hair gel in the business, Superman.
yeah, that's right.
Maybe actually Namor.
And
Going through that much water, I think.
Wait, who doesn't look good coming out of the pool? Like you know,
I look a
Gotta give him
little
a
bit
break.
like a beluga whale. Was this an attack?
I'm
Rude.
not publicly.
This is why I don't take you to Hawaii when I go.
See, that's just that. That's
But
a personal
I think
attack,
Daniel
sir.
Craig is like secretly who I've always wanted to
Yeah,
play
good
Namor.
choice.
Now that
Good
you
choice.
put it
Yeah,
out
that's-
there
that's
into the
a- that's
ether,
a
I'm like,
solid pull.
Telling you.
And he's available because he's not 00 nothing anymore.
I guess not. Yeah.
they
so-
talked him into another one more though. He's been saying like, I'm not going to be James Bond again for the
Got another
last
one?
3
I thought
films.
I thought this was it.
This is no, the last one he said was going to be his last one.
Oh, you meant this one. They
Now
talked
is
him into-
the new last one. That's how the Marvel
Yeah,
That's
contracts
right.
work.
Yeah, come over to the Marvel Universe. It's
Yeah.
fun there.
Yeah.
It's fun there.
Well, the water's fine.
It's fun.
How would you like
Ever
God
been to
like
a
money?
Comic-Con?
Yeah, seriously. We're gonna back up that dump truck in front of your villa.
That stupid mouse driving. Sure, you don't want some of these monies?
Listen, for points, I'll do whatever they
Oh
want
yeah,
me to
for
do.
sure.
They could get me for what I get paid now, and like I would at least throw out a couple HJs at minimum.
Like you
Like,
show
can we
up with
bring that
your
mouse?
checkbook, you're like, who do I make this out to? And when is my scene?
Namor has a sidekick now.
Oh,
Yeah,
this was the
some
other
Puerto
thing.
Rican kid.
And this is what actually struck me because just to reconnoiter, I actually forgot that it's not just his was it Homo Mermanus is like the
Yeah, Homo
category
Mermanus, yeah.
they gave him. So like the majority of his awesomeness, it's much in the same way that like I think we can agree everyone here loves Superman, but to a very large degree, Kryptonians on Earth can really all kind of be Superman. Like they can do these amazing things. It's his upbringing, his character, and his chemistry that make him, special. In much the same way, if you're running around with Namor, with with his people, you can do that shit too. He's also a fucking mutant, and that's why he can fly. So when you come to the table and they
That's
have
my favorite fun
they've
fact.
got the mutants back now. You know what? Maybe Namor can usher in the age of mutants.
What if he just
in
shows
the
up at the
cinematic-
end of New Mutants, like the movie that they're definitely
Never
ignoring
gonna
after
come
it's
up.
out?
Yeah.
Well, allegedly that's back on now. But what if that was the teaser? It's just Daniel Craig like coming soon, baby.
just real slow out of the water?
It's
for
the gun thing
for the
from James Bond,
hardworking
but it's a
ladies at
squirt
home.
gun.
Dun, 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 dun. Namor's back.
Just like
Allegedly April 3rd
stream of
again.
water out of his mouth.
What I heard was they're letting it come out because it cost so much to make.
Well, Disney said,
but now
like-
it's going back to the original cut.
Oh, as
Before
opposed to
there
they
was
cut it up?
the Fox cut apparently where they were like make it fit with X-Men.
Right.
And apparently the original version was like, don't worry about X-Men. This has nothing to do with X-Men. So allegedly that's the cut that's going to come out. They're going to let it be.
It works for Wanda.
They're going to let it be like a Disney horror movie, and be like, you're not going to see
Yeah.
any of these motherfuckers again
Well, they'll stand.
unless it makes money.
But that
They'll be
isn't
the
that-
new X-Men.
Isn't that the ultimate defining standard? You're like, oh, you like that? You spent money on it? That's the new thing. That's exactly
Yeah.
what everything is now.
Well, back in the day, that was only the second X book, if you can believe that.
Really?
really?
Yeah, absolutely. There was
Jesus
X-Men,
Christ.
and then there was New Mutants. There was nothing. That was it. That's all we had. The X-Men was because they didn't throw, spaghetti at the wall. I mean, they weren't like, "Hey, let's see what sticks."
Yeah.
It was like this was a plan, and this was a plan way before It came out in, what, 1984? 1983.
Sounds right.
That's tremendous.
1983, somewhere in there.
Your memory for this stuff is
It's disgusting.
I'm going to
awesome.
call you Google in a minute.
But Kitty Pryde was supposed to join the New Mutants, and it was going to form around her. And then John Byrne left the X-Men. See, that's what was going to happen. It was going to be the X-Men were the strike team, and then Xavier was just going to have
the
his
JV.
Yeah, he's gonna have the freshman squad.
Right.
That's
not even
awesome.
JV.
That is awesome. Practice squad.
Yeah. So
They were all wearing the yellow jersey that Deadpool
got the
wore.
pennies.
it was supposed to be Kitty Pryde. There was a kid who was introduced in Fantastic Four. His name was Evans, and he could make like nightmarish creatures.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like nightmarish versions of real creatures. He had the Fantastic Four fight themselves, and they're like, and like nasty looking things.
How'd they go? One more time? That perfect.
There you go.
Coming at you, April
Seriously,
3rd.
where's Marvel with the checkbook? 'Cause I just
Yeah.
April
Well,
3rd,
Marvel.
2020, everybody.
go.
You can get that.
The
April
richest
3rd,
get it all
2020.
for
Look
free.
out for.
If they bring you in to be like, we need more of that.
It's not too late.
need more
It's
of
not
that.
too late.
Final thoughts, Johnny Boy, on Namor?
I mean, unless someone wasn't paying attention, I am clearly super excited for it. And honestly, I think when you're talking about like kind of the next chapter, so to speak, I know they have their phases and everything's well labeled. I think that really perfectly, opens the door for the what's next of it all. Again, you can have him usher in the mutant era. You can have him be the okay.
I
Well,
didn't even
not
think of that.
It's not black and white. Here's a character that's going to kind of flip flop depending on the situation. A character who's going to kind of hold up the mirror and say like, "Hey, you're fucking up. Look at all this negative that's coming from you, regular people." I'm just super excited. I think the possibilities are endless.
Ming, what about you? Last thoughts on Namor? Finally coming to live action.
Well, it would be nice to see a dick, and not a Dick Grayson.
Wait a second. I didn't
Listen.
know how this worked, being in the shared universe
Relabelist,
studios. I didn't promise.
very,
But,
very
you
special.
know, he's
I don't even know how this works in a shared universe. I'm like, he
he's
wants to see
a dick, but he's a good guy. I wanted to see him
Yes.
butting heads with
Yeah.
Iron Man.
Ooh, butting heads.
Iron
dicks,
Man's super
dicks,
dead.
butts.
Yeah. I
He's
wanna
super
see-
dead. You're not going to get that.
Yeah, and those are
Unless
two.
there's a flashback.
Spoiler. Ooh.
Come on now.
My bad.
How about Thor? Thor against him. I think that Thor versus Daniel Craig, that'd be great.
And I
Oh,
want
man.
to see him stealing Reed Richards' young
Damn straight.
bride. I want him to
That's
see
it.
him stealing two storms.
Better
Well, this'll be
raise your
fun,
game,
man.
Stretcho.
That's right, man. This'll be
Did you
fun.
hear John Krasinski is lobbying for
I heard that. I
Reed
heard
Richards?
he
Not bad.
and his wife.
Yeah,
How
Emily
fucking great
Blunt.
would that
That'd be
casting
pretty-
be? That would be.
I genuinely, anytime someone is that excited to do something specifically, I'm like, just let him do it.
Bump him up.
Just let
That's
him
an
do
automatic
it. At
bump up.
worst case scenario, what? They're a big enough name that it makes news.
Right.
So people are going to see it and what, not love it? Recast. We're in our
You've done it like
seventh
5
Hulk.
or 8.
Yeah, seriously.
5th or 6th time on the Fantastic Four. So.
Yeah, it's like what's everyone should get a turn at this point. Like this should be a see what sticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Be like Sylvester Stallone and Sue Storm in.
Oh, and definitely wings on the ankles.
You need
Oh,
wings on
Keep the
your
wings
100%.
on the ankles.
Don't even do it if you're not gonna do wings on the
In
ankles.
the 90s, it would have been like little ankle tattoos. It would have been something terrible.
Whatever, man. Whatever.
You'll
I'll
still
take
accept
it.
ankle
Yes,
tattoos?
I'll
Noted. He's signing off. You will.
I'll go take it now.
I'm all right. You know, and,
Oh my God, you guys are a much
Wow.
easier audience than I thought.
oh
Have
man,
we not learned make them organic or not? No, don't make. Wait, that didn't work for Spider-Man. Our organic web shooters. That was bad.
That was just
No,
because
but
that
this
scene
time-
was sexy.
but his ankle wings are
They
organic,
are.
so make
these-
them organic.
Make them organic.
the
please.
little
true.
robot, they just went the other direction. But why do you have little robot wings? Any other thoughts on Namor coming?
No, I'm excited. I'm truly excited. This is big news, and I'm hoping that if he's not the villain in Black Panther, then the other rumor that Doctor Doom is true. So that'd be awesome.
Just cut me a slice of that.
Yeah, I'll take it.
For the mighty Ming, for the excellent Mike, for my brother, the CEO of US Comics, I am Charlie Rivera. This was US Comics Cast. We're coming to you live to tape from a shared universe studio, and I can't tell you enough how much I want you to like, follow, and subscribe. US Comics HQ. Tell us if you think we're wrong. Tell us if you know we're right. But I really kind of want to argue with someone.
Tell us how much you love Mike and Ming.
I'm going to write a little book about it.
Well, hey.
Awesome.
Well, hey.
I'll sign it.
Until next comic book day, we will see you later.